There have been many comments about the character of Bianca Pullman, and a lot of them have been negative. A lot of people seem to think that the casting was the problem, while some others think it was a poorly written character. Still, there are a group of people who think that the actress was good at portraying a character that was supposed to be hated or at least not liked. People who don't like the actress seem to complain a lot about her lack of appropriate emotion and question her range as an actress. Some even say that she was just cast as some sort of diversity hire, while others don't just like the casting at all. It seems many have a tough time deciding if it's the way that Lashana Lynch played the role that made them struggle to connect with the character. Interestingly, others like this user who think it's a poorly written character seem to refer to her as the protagonist. This is noteworthy. So which is it? Is it poor acting? Is it a poorly written character? Who is wrong? Well, what if it's a combination of different factors? Let's analyze it for a minute, or maybe a few. To begin with, Bianca was a character that was created for the show and not a direct character from the books. The character was created to add a fresh perspective to the story and, according to an executive producer, to give the viewers two sides to root for until the end. Well, I think we can all admit that they failed in that, because even the people who thought Bianca did well at portraying the character can admit that much more people were rooting for the Jackal to win, to finish the job, to make it back home and live happily ever after. Very few people wanted the Jackal to get caught or wanted justice to be done, and those viewers always questioned why people were rooting for the bad guy, the Jackal in this instance. Well, even if the producers wanted to have people rooting for both sides and having a moral dilemma over who to root for, did the director do well in portraying that? In an interview, Brian Kirk, one of the directors, said that there was a choice to be made about who to kill off at the end, but they decided to go with Bianca, and he alluded to the fact that the show was more about the Jackal. He also talks about how there was so much investment in the character of the Jackal, which makes you wonder if the problem was from the directors or scriptwriters. He even says that the plan was to show how both of them were very similar, mirror opposites of one another. They already knew fans would love the character of the Jackal even before they made the decision. They invested so much into character development, they even took out time to humanize the character, give him more depth, which all made for a likable villain. Now, paradoxically, there are some who say that they like the Jackal so much because he was just straight up bad and there wasn't the usual attempt to justify the actions of a villain. But really, was that the case? Yes, we see him do despicable things, but there are still a lot of actions that act as an indicator of an internal moral compass, like the scene with the old couple, or his scenes with his wife and son, or even the scene where he decided to not kill the farmer in Hungary. All this was done in their attempt to make people also root for the villain, as indicated by the showrunners. But in doing so, the Jackal even became more likable to a set of viewers. But how about Bianca Pullman? Was the same attempt made for her? She was already an MI6 agent and is supposed to be the good guy, so to speak. Right from the beginning, we already see that she is regarded as a pain in the ass by her colleagues, so definitely not so likable there. She seems to be a know-it-all, which doesn't resonate well with fans and anybody in the real world for sure. Sure, she is a family woman. That's good, right? But that somehow is one of her irredeemable attributes, because she lets down her family several times in the show. She puts them in harm's way. She seems to have no desire to bond with her daughter. She seems to really care about catching the Jackal, not because she wants to save lives, but just to finish the job, to satisfy an itch, to validate her skills. The character is described as someone who struggles with being selfish and doing the right thing for her family. Her bad character traits were so consistent that people now believe that she was intentionally written to be an unlikable character. A lot of viewers have come to the conclusion that she was written to just be unlikable. Interestingly enough, those are the people who say she portrayed her character well. Now remember, we are told that we are supposed to doubt the actions of both hero and villain, but more importantly, to root for both sides till the end. Certainly there has to be questions, because no matter what group of people you ask, a lot of people didn't actually root for Bianca. Not the ones who thought the actress or casting was wrong, not the ones who think she portrayed her character well. People didn't just connect with her. Then there's the actress herself. Sure, there might be a lack of range when it comes to emotion, certainly when compared to the actor she was cast opposite. There were certain scenes, especially with her family, where it felt like she was supposed to show more emotion, more evidence of an internal quandary, a moral dilemma when faced with tough decisions. But how did the directors completely miss that? Why didn't they notice this during production? Were they subconsciously focused on just developing this intriguing character of the Jackal, that they forgot that they needed a hero that was just as intriguing as the villain? Maybe another actress might be more captivating or more magnetic. Some people even say it should have been a man to hunt down the Jackal like the books, as this would have made the chase more believable. But with the way the show was written, it's hard to believe people wouldn't root for the Jackal in the end. What do you think is the reason for the character not resonating with people? Or do you believe she did a great job with what she was given? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you're not too busy, please like and subscribe.